To the United States now, where Virginia Tech is in lockdown after an on-campus shooting. For more, our North America correspondent Craig McMurtry joins us now from Washington. It just seems bizarre that we're talking about a Virginia Tech shooting yet again, Craig McMurtry. What do we know?
Well, details of Virginia are very sketchy at this stage. It is again Blacksburg, Virginia, that big campus, some 30,000 students. It really is a huge university, Virginia Tech. The site back in 2007 of America's worst school shooting, some 32 killed by a 23-year-old student. Then this time, all I can tell you is that Virginia Tech officials have confirmed 2 deaths. It apparently began a few hours back when a campus police officer stopped a car in one of the many car parks at that campus. There was a shooting. He was killed. Now, witnesses are saying they saw a white male in grey sweatpants, a grey hat with a backpack running from the scene. He ran in the direction of another car park. Police there are saying that they have found another body in that car park. There have been reports, unverified, of other shots. The campus is in lockdown, so students have been told to stay indoors and literally lock their doors. There is a massive manhunt underway, as you would expect. Police checkpoints set up around this huge university, and everyone can only watch and wait. So
clearly some of those reports then that someone's in custody, they're a bit sketchy and perhaps not to be relied on at this early stage.
That's right. There was some reporting about 20 minutes, half an hour ago, suggesting that someone was in custody.
Yes.
It appears that someone did hand themselves over to police, but since then there have been these other reports of further shots being fired, and police seem to be saying that the person they have is not necessarily the person they're looking for. OK. Well, look, let's move on to that other topic that I mentioned just a moment ago, and that's the spy plane that Iran claims to have downed. Is this the same spy plane they were talking about several days ago? Yep, it is, and these images are quite extraordinary. It's being paraded on Iranian television like a trophy. That's really what it is. It's a Sentinel drone. It's one of the most top secret surveillance assets, as the analysts say over here, that the US has. It's a stealth drone. It collects intelligence, takes pictures, transmits them back at high altitude. It's not armed. Interestingly, this is the drone that was used during that Navy SEAL raid against Osama bin Laden to transmit images during the operation, live images back to the White House. So from the American perspective, this is a serious blow. They're worried about sensitive electronics and stealth technology, and the images appear to show that this Sentinel drone is in pretty good condition.
Gee, well, it's a hell of a trophy they're parading there. Also, as this Melbourne Cup field of Republican presidential candidates try and work their way through who exactly is going to end up getting the nomination, the accusations and the criticisms fly against the president, Barack Obama, and now we have the perennial criticism of appeasement.
Yeah, it's interesting really that they are deciding to have a crack at Barack Obama on this, because most independent observers, and certainly it's supported by opinion polls, say that on the area of foreign policy and national security, the president scores pretty well. He's seen as doing a strong job in these areas. Now, he wasn't asked, he spoke to reporters at the White House a short while ago. He wasn't asked directly about the drone that we were speaking about before, but he was asked about whether or not the US is taking a more aggressive approach in general to Iran right now, and he was asked whether he is considering all options. In other words, whether the military option in terms of Iran and its nuclear ambitions are still on the table, and here's how he answered that question.
Iran understands that they have a choice. They can break that isolation by acting responsibly and forswearing the development of nuclear weapons, which would still allow them to pursue peaceful nuclear power, like every other country that's a member of the Non-Proliferation Treaty, or they can continue to operate in a fashion that isolates them from the entire world.
Barack Obama speaking there. And Craig McMurtry, we can also play this one, which is where Barack Obama gets right on the front foot over accusations that he's engaging in some sort of policy of appeasement. Let's have a listen.
Ask Osama bin Laden and the 22 out of 30 top al-Qaeda leaders who've been taken off the field whether I engage in appeasement. or whoever's left out there. Ask them about that.
He's playing a pretty hard line there, isn't he, Craig?
It looked as though he was prepared for that one.
Yes.
It came straight out. He looked straight at them, daring them to ask a follow-up, and they didn't.
And that's what you call a good press conference. Good to talk to you this morning, Craig. Thanks so much.
Okay.